Hello, hello, hello. How are we today? Excuse me. It is January the 5th, so Happy New Year to you. I hope you're doing good, well, and great. How are things? Did you have a good New Year? Been a bit rushed today, so I'm a little bit all over the place. Can you believe it? 2026. Time to get things going with a power talk today, and this is going to be episode 1189. So that means we're close to the 2000. No, not 2000. 1200. 1200th episode. Hey Linda, great to have you here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy New Year to you. And hey Michelle, welcome. Are you warm? Cold? Snow? What's happening? I need to hydrate already. I'm trying to think I've got any news for you. I don't think so. Happy New Year. Yeah, 2026 is gonna be pretty good. We should really move Christmas things out the way. Bit of Happy New Year confetti. Am I hearing myself properly? There we go. Yeah, I don't think I've got too much to say. Oh, but I have found this though. Right, this is a conker. I don't know where you get conkers in America. Not in California, I don't think. Were you aware of what a conker is? Like, obviously from a tree, and then it's in the shell and it has spikes on it. Hey Samantha, you're back for the 1189th time. If you include the Christmas streams, you're probably 2000. I hope you and your family are well. It's a conker. And what you do, I don't know if you had the tradition, but you'd put it somehow with string, and you'd knock the other person's conker. But I found this, and this must be 10 years old. So that's weird, isn't it? Nothing's happened to it. Should it exist this long? How long do conkers live for? That's my question for you today. Conker. I don't know how you even spell a conker. I guess it's a seed. I don't know how to spell it. It's not even showing up. Is it with a K? Or maybe it's with a K. Let's put the camera on properly, please. Yes, C-O-N-K-E-R. If you need to look it up. But I wonder how long they last for. Second camera is working. Hey Mina, Happy New Year to you. So you've never heard of one of those. That's why I was curious. So it looks like, let's get a good picture. Here we go. This looks pretty good. Do, 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 do. Blimmin' things. We should probably do this on a test. A test camera. Where's my test camera? Overlay. Oh no, there's something on the test. We'll risk it today. We'll risk it. If I can figure out how to risk it. It looks like this. That's a conker. So it's in this shell and it's very spiky. But I've realized I've had this one, the seed of it, for over like a decade. Is that a miracle? Should they last that long? Hey Patrice, great to have you here. Welcome. Happy New Year to you as well. It's the seed pod horse chestnut. Wow, crazy name. And that's all I can find about it. It's this. I can't talk most of the time, but in the chat I'll put it in. That's what it's called. I definitely would highly not eat it. I've never heard of anyone eating it in England. But that's its real name. Or a horse chestnut. Yes, I just wonder how long they live for. Particularly places in Ireland, Great Britain and New Zealand. So maybe not. Oh, and Reykjavik. Is it Reykjavik? In Iceland? I was going to go there once. I was going to run a half a marathon. Yeah, I was thinking. But it probably wouldn't survive out here. And it might be dormant by now. But there you go. So we'll get started in about 3 or 4 minutes for the first power talk of the year. And I did actually post about it on Instagram as a story. I think they're called stories. They're called stories. But I want to kind of go deeper into it. But anything else? I don't think I've got anything else to say. But the quiz was fun though, right? Who enjoyed the quiz? You never know, we could do another quiz sometime. It doesn't have to be Christmas, does it? Does it? I don't know. But speaking of Christmas, I need to get back in shape. Oh, news. How could I forget? So I was on a little hike today, and I hear a dog barking in the distance, right? And it was obviously like in the garden. And I was like, I wonder what it's barking at. And then, 50 yards away from me, a coyote. And it was pretty big for a coyote. I've seen them, and it looked very, very healthy. And it was just jogging toward me. Didn't even care. And I thought, should I stand my ground? I mean, it's not going to hurt me, I don't think. And I thought, I'm going to play it safe here. I'm going to just turn around, pick up a rock, just in case. And it's still running after me, or jogging after me. For like 5 minutes. It was not scared at all. I was semi in the wilderness. With a coyote. And if it's out in the day, it's either lost, been pushed out, or more importantly, it's hungry. And therefore, I didn't want to be his dinner. But I don't think it was. But it wasn't scared though. It was very more inquisitive than anything. Oh good, pleased you enjoyed the quiz. Yeah, you had a great team there. Hopefully Dan enjoyed it as well. It's great to have him on the stream. Hey my friend, welcome. I think you'll like this Power Talk. It's been a while to actually see you on YouTube. Yes, me too. I felt pretty good though. I wasn't worried. I felt pretty good. Had no issues. Other than backing up a little bit. But they are funny little things. Okay, 3 minutes away. We're almost there. So that's one bit of news. Being slightly chased. It was jogging, it wasn't running. By a coyote. Other news, we're going to be doing a ton of work on the app. Oh, so I might as well just let you know. We got new hypnosis sessions in the app. You ready for them? Okay. Hey, where's my pop-up? I might have to just tell you manually. Did I disable the pop-up? No, I didn't. There you go. The top one is my favorite, Reimagine Self and Reality. Then we've got Relationship Breakup Recovery, Seasonal Affective Disorder, as requested, and then a Belonging and Connection one. And the Reimagine Self and Reality is also a Create Your Day as well. So listen to the Create Your Day, Reimagine Self and Reality tomorrow morning. Then tomorrow evening, listen to the sleep version of it. And I think you're going to feel really, really good. Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ah, awesome. Thank you, Nicole, for letting me know. I like those ones. I mean, of course, I like doing the breakup recovery, the contentment, belonging, and things. But I like the manifesting, alignment, congruency with our desires, and so on. I do. It's one of my favorite subjects, anyway. So it makes sense to be able to do it in hypnosis. Okay, should we get started? It is now 1:15. So I think we should. Lighting's looking pretty good. 3-point lighting almost. That light right here. About there. So I'll move the chat out the way. I kind of want to move me in front of the camera so I know when the camera's moving. There we go. My system's very laggy at the moment. I don't know what's happening. Okay. Where's the usual music? Okay. Let's do an abrupt stop to this music. Just like that. And then let's go ahead and put this one on. And then get my hands ready for the transitions, because everyone else is taking the day off. 3, 2, 1, 5, 2. Welcome back to the podcast. My name is Joseph Clough, and this is episode 1189. Can you believe it? And I hope you are doing absolutely wonderful today. And in this episode, we are doing a power talk to get our mind in the right place to be able to achieve our goals and our desires. And I don't mind if your goal and desire is something external. I don't mind if it's internal in terms of your beliefs that you have, but it's going to be like a fundamental metaphor in the beginning. And then I want you to consider what you would do in that metaphor, right? And then we're going to bring it and put it into a different context so you know that actually you can start to make subtle changes in your life. So with that, let's go ahead and get straight into this, right? So I want you to imagine for a moment. Imagine that you run a company. And let's say this company has 100 employees. So you employ 100 people. And let's just say some of those employees are not that good. Let's just say you have a higher up manager who's maybe a bit of a narcissist. Maybe not diagnosed, but you have a little bit of intuition. They're a little bit mean. Maybe in this company, you have some kind of people just showing up in bad fashion. Maybe they're late. Maybe they go home early. Maybe they take a long time at lunch. Maybe some of them are stealing some things from the infectory. Infectory, is that a word? You know what I mean, like some paper, pens, who knows, maybe if you're selling a product. Maybe there are some people who are wanting to get a job in this company of yours, but HR or the people who are doing the interview are just lazy as well, and they just can't be bothered to hire the right person. Maybe there's someone in your company that is just waiting to be promoted, but is always overlooked despite having the passion and the purpose, wanting to really be a part of the culture, really believing in your product as a company. And ultimately, you got all these different factions, different departments, different people, some good, some bad, some wanting to get bigger, wanting to grow, want to go to different roles, some people in higher roles who are just not doing their job at all. What would you do in that situation? What would you do to the person in that company who is not serving your customers because they're not being efficient? What would you do to the person who really wants to get promoted but is always being overlooked? What would you do if there was someone wanting to work for your company, but all the time their interview's being cancelled despite having a great resume? Their CV is absolutely amazing. Are you a person who would just let it happen? Allow just your company to crash and burn out, to go maybe bankrupt, maybe that you get in debt, that you can't actually now feed your employees or pay them so they can feed their family? Would you just allow that to happen on your watch as the CEO, as the owner of the company? Now, I'm going to presume you're going to say, no way. If this is my company, then I'm going to start to make changes because I am at the top of the ladder. I'm the one who created a company who's kind of had this solution, and I do not want anyone to be able to destroy something, to destroy maybe my legacy. I'm going to get in there. I'm going to fire people who should not be working at the company because they're being bad and they're breaking the rules and they're just not a part of it. I'm going to go in there and find the person who wants to take a step up, give them a chance because they're so passionate about the mission and the vision and the ambition of the company. And maybe I'm going to get some people from outside the company and get them into the positions which are now there available because you've managed to let go of the ones who are causing the toxic environment or a negative cost. I'm sure that is something that you would do without any hesitation. It might take a bit of time, but you would go like, I'm going to do it because this is your company. Now that's a key word here, company, because company can mean a business, but it can also be the company that you keep. Right? So here's how we take that metaphor and put it into a different context, as in your life now. There are going to be some people in your life who are operating like the bad employee. They're going to be the person who's not wanting you to succeed. They're going to be placing doubt in your mind when you share your ambitions. They're going to say, who are you to achieve X, Y, Z? Maybe they're talking behind your back. Maybe they're trying to just kind of hold you back. Maybe there's a friend out there who's not your friend yet, but is just waiting to be a part of your team because they've got the same ideas and alignment of values and characteristics. Maybe there's people in your life that you actually need to promote into a higher level. So people who are maybe on the outskirts and actually go, I want to bring them in my inner circle. Because the company you keep is going to be huge in your development. You can have the most ambition in the world, but if you have this negative energy of people trying to trip you up each step along the way, it's going to prolong the journey of getting to that success. So be careful of the company that you keep. And we've talked about this before, but if you don't, or if you're new here, if you've forgotten, and I don't necessarily believe it's absolutely true, but it's a good kind of thing to live by. And it says that you are the sum of the 5 closest people in your life. Like I said, it's not strictly true, but it's a good indicator. If you think of the 5 closest people in your life, are they lifting you up? Are you supporting them? Are you lifting them up? Are they bringing you down? Are they below you so they're just trying to bring you down to their level? That is a question that you have to ask yourself. Maybe you need to be able to bring teachers on this journey, the experts, the people with the resume to be able to impart knowledge and advice to you. So in other words, that could be like an external situation like a coach. Maybe you work with a hypnotist, maybe you work with me, maybe you work with fill in the blank. But you want to be very strategic and conscious of where you're placing yourself, because your company, when it comes to your success, is all on you. In other words, you get to decide that. You have the choice. Now, it doesn't mean we have to dislike the people who are not serving us. We might need to do some damage control. In other words, some limitations. So we protect our space, we protect our energy, we protect our time. We have an arm distance, or maybe we kind of see them at certain times and we go into that situation prepared. And in that case, sometimes it could be like a family member where we've got to protect our energy, do some mind work around it, or just kind of limit our space and time with them. But it's not about disliking who they are, although that is up to you. It's about accepting who they are for where they are right now, right? You accept them for who they are. We don't have to change them. We don't have to do anything, but we need to absolutely place them where they belong, right? So I'm going to say that again. You can accept them for who they are, but you get to place them where they belong in your life. And that means Whether it be a negative person, a positive person, a new person, an old person that you used to know, you may want to invite them back into the fold. You get to decide these things. So ask yourself, where are you going to place them? What position in the hierarchy, in the job role, in the department? Maybe you're going to place, like going back to the metaphor, you're going to get some people in the certain departments, right? You're going to have salespeople in the sales department. You're going to have the creditors. You're going to get maybe the HR. You're going to have the advertising, all these different things. And life is very much like that. Do you have someone where you can just speak your thoughts, where you can speak about your emotions? Because sometimes I've been hearing this a lot. There's this so-called loneliness epidemic. And I don't know too much about it, but ever since the times when we were kind of locked down and things like that, it's been very, very hard. And especially when it comes since the creation of the internet these days, right? We've been so more connected than anywhere before in our history. So much more connected to data and information and so-called people. But in the same notion, we're so much more disconnected from the human attachment, of the human connection, because it's all like virtual, it's all online, and there's lots of different people, whether they're bots or whether or not, who knows these days, right? There's actually a theory called the dead internet theory, but there's so many other fake accounts than there are actually people actually really engaging. But I digress. We've got to decide to be more connected. So are you going to invite someone into your life who's going to be able to support you on the business side, if you're in the business, on the money side, when it comes about your money? Are you going to get people maybe spiritual or religious, right? Maybe you're lacking that level and you need to bring someone in. But it's all on you, and it's a good news, by the way, because that means no one gets to dictate that. You are the CEO of your life. This container that we're in, you get to protect that. You get to choose who you're going to invite, who you're going to place outside of your life. I'm going to say it again, accept them for whom they are, but place them where they belong. And if you were to agree with me in the beginning of the metaphor, that you as the business owner would make drastic changes, then you must also then agree we must do it for ourselves. Because otherwise we're going to be pulled down, that energy is going to get worse, we're going to feel conflicted, we're going to feel like that imposter, we're going to feel sad, we're going to get stressed, and we know that stress breaks the chain of good health, all of those things. So if you imagine just metaphorically again, the weight of negative people upon your physical neurology, when you just hold them in your mind, when you're replaying conversations or you're actually having conversations with them, and they kind of bring you down a little bit. Now, if you just imagine that in your mind, what would happen a week from now, a month from now, where everyone in your corner is just lifting you up? How does that feel energetic wise? How does that feel on a physiological and a psychological level, that you've got people out there wanting you to succeed, pushing you to succeed? They see your qualities like you've never seen your own qualities, that they'll be willing to do whatever it takes to be able to support you, and you would do the exact same thing for that person. Imagine where you would be if you had that loving, supportive network of people surrounding you. When they go to bed, they're thinking these wonderful, loving thoughts about you. When they pop into your, or when you pop into their mind, they go, wow, that person is so cool. They're funny, they're supportive, they help me, they protect me, and all these things, because you're doing the exact same thing. How would it feel if you had that community, that family that you get to choose in your life over 6 months? Where would your life be different? Imagine like you've now got none of this negative resistance of holding you back or pulling you back. You're just so congruent and aligned to your desire, and those people are multiplying that energy because they're just thinking it and wishing it for you as well. Because when more than one person comes together, we have new ideas, we bounce off ideas. I believe in that collective energy as well. I believe that their loving thoughts for you will have an impact on you in every single way. So imagine how you would elevate your life, your experience, even over a year, over 2 years. How's your money situation, your financial situation? How's your physical health? Now you're getting to play and have fun with the people that you're connected with. Where's your emotional health? Where it is all these areas of your life, how your relationships and your friendships, knowing they're enriched and they're embodied in love in every single way. I'm going to guess if you were to go down 2 different paths of holding people in your life where you're just allowing them to belong in the places where they shouldn't be, to the path at places and where they should be, and inviting new people or people you know getting closer to you, I'm going to imagine you could 5x or 10x your success in any endeavor, in any area of your life with the right support behind you. So take note of that. You are the sum of those you surround yourself with. Take it as not as a truth, but as a good little benchmark that you are the CEO of your company that you keep. You are in charge of that. Remember, it can be a company, but it could be the company you keep as well. So that's what I've got to say on this Power Talk. I want you to become conscious of what is possible, become conscious of what's in your control, that you get to decide, that you get to choose. It's not placed upon you. You don't need to do things, have to do things, or got to do things. Those are needs of necessity. You are not limited to that. You get to choose so many more things. Like I said, yes, you might need to limit your time. I'm not saying, look, you should just never speak to your family again. I'm sure sometimes that might be important if there's certain things that they bring into your life. But you, at the very least, you limit, you protect, you strategically decide how much time and energy you put into it. And of course, when you are working or being around those people, what I try to do is just radiate love. I try to pen them in with love. Like you just kind of have all this like good energy. And I like to think if I do that long enough, they're eventually going to change. At the very least, they're going to see the example of what can be done. Now, of course, if you ever wanted me with your company, you can choose to apply to work with me on my program. In 8 weeks, we go ahead and let go of your issue, a limiting belief, any of the anger, if you feel like an imposter, sadness, fear, guilt, I'm not good enough, the fear of failure, the fear of success, the fear of being found out. Go to josephclough.info/talk, josephclough.info/talk. You book a call, and then we get clear on where you are, where you want to be, what's getting in the way. And if I know we can solve it, I will tell you right there and right then, and we'll go ahead and do it. There is an investment to it. You have to put your time into it. I like to think just an hour and a bit per week for 8 weeks. But imagine waking up, life transformed in your favor, in your purpose. I think that's where you get to live and love. That's my personal thing. I know what it's like to be shackled by the anxiety, the thoughts of just constantly thinking of what people are thinking of me, the dread I felt. And I also know what's like on the other side of feeling liberated, where I'm in control of my mind, my emotional state, my physiology, excuse me. So I know what it's like on both sides, and I know where I prefer to be. So that's josephclough.info/talk if you'd like to go ahead and apply to my program. But with that, I look forward to speaking to you on the next episode. Many thanks and goodbye. We did it. Place me out the view. Who needs to see that ugly mug when I'm doing a chat? Well, I need to, because I need to see where the cameras are going. But we do also want to be able to put in some different music, and then I can bring your faces and profile pictures into my view. Right, let me look at what comments we had. There we go. Yeah, you see those stories? I presume it is the secret boss one, right? Or as an undercover boss, maybe I'm thinking of. Maybe the same thing, I don't know. But they really realize what it's like to work there, and then they see this super passionate person. They put them through like college, whilst work experience and that stuff, like nurturing them because they really go and do the work. So I totally agree with you right there. That's okay, I brought it up anyway. I don't know if you deleted it on YouTube, but it landed through to me and I liked it. And also go to hypnosiswithjoseph.app for new URL. hypnosiswithjoseph.app. Yes. That's why I love our group coaching calls. Now, where we get to chat, we get to support, we get to have fun, have analogies and synchronicities, celebrations and questions, processes. I want one day to be a part of that from a client perspective. I want to be able to do the hypnosis and the processes. I need to replicate me. Not an AI me, an actual me. But they're fun. Yes, exactly. There we go. And we kicked off on Saturday, didn't we? Absolutely. Thank you so much, Linda. Appreciate your kind recommendations as always. Appreciate you very, very much. What I should do, I need to probably go on another course or training. So some people who are still in the game, like the old school creator, co-creators of a lot of stuff I've learned from, and do that one day. Maybe that's what I'll do. Be on the other side. Or, I keep saying this, but run a retreat and get my dad out there and he can do the process and I'll just be there with my eyes closed, just relaxing and learning. And you're very, very welcome. So I think that power tour was only like 15, 20 minutes, just over 15 minutes. Kind of short, but I think that's what we needed. I think it's still delivered. And the company plan words I thought was kind of cool. It came to me when I was talking. It's like, oh, company, the company you keep. I was very proud of myself in that moment. Or proud of my unconscious mind for providing it. Yeah, I know we keep on saying it, don't we? I think in the next 2 decades, it will absolutely happen. Sometime in the future, it's got to happen. Gotta happen. Thank you, Michelle. Yeah, we need to reimagine our reality as if it's already been done. Do you know, here's an idea, by the way. Here's an idea. Another idea that I've had last year or so. I think I had it before that. But I've never been on a cruise. And I know you get some bad things about cruises. But what if we hold the retreat on the cruise? Huh? Yeah, I remember when. That's what we gotta do. I remember when I used to think and talk about the retreat, and now I'm so happy that we've done 5 already. I think it'd be kind of cool. And we could do like 2 cruises. One, because by the way, this is totally amazingly selfish. Totally amazingly selfish, because I want to go to these places. So we could do like 3, or we could do 4 cruises, right? And you get to choose which one you go to, if not all of them. Yeah, I've never been on a cruise. Do you know what? I was gonna go on a cruise, and guess what happened? The pandemic. And because it was with Richard Branson's Virgin Cruises, and they were just launching their new cruise business. Purchased the ticket, the room, and so on. And then it all got closed down. I haven't explained all of them yet. Hold up. Let's get in. Let's dive into this. Literally, in the ocean. You're very, very welcome. Thank you, Mina. Right. Cruise number 1. We're going to go to the Caribbean or something like that, right? And we're going to do some island hopping. I've never been to the Caribbean or to Caribbean. That'd be pretty cool. Cruise number 2. We're going cold. I don't like the cold, but we're going cold because we're going to go and do Alaska, and we're going to see the Northern Lights. So it'll be cold, but we get to see the Northern Lights. So that's cruise 2. Cruise 3. We're now heading into the Mediterranean. And we're going to do like maybe Crete, Cyprus, Greece, that kind of Mediterranean. We're going to see a bit of ancient culture of all the Greek islands, like Rhodes and all the places like that. It's going to be hot, but it's going to be good. But then we're going to go cold again, because now we're going to see the Northern Lights by going to Scandinavia. We're going to be doing like some form of Norwegian cruise to see the Northern Lights over there. That means we get to see them both. 2 different locations. What do you reckon? 4 cruises, 2 sets of Northern Lights, the Mediterranean, the Caribbean, yeah. And remember, it's a retreat as well. We get to do the mind work. I think that would be a cool idea. Yes. I was looking into that. I saw an article a year or so ago of someone who just lives on a cruise ship. 365 days. And it's like it was meant to be cheaper than living in California. And if you go like all inclusive and you just get to eat, it's taken care of. Obviously, you get the room cleaners. I can't remember the technical name for room cleaners. But you know what I mean. You don't have to clean up. They just come in every day. Got a pool. And also, if I'm ever going to do a cruise, it has to have a balcony. I'll be pretty scared of falling in. But I'd want a balcony. There we go. That's my thoughts on the matter. Taking the retreat to a new level. Island hopping. Ancient culture hopping. And the Northern Lights hopping. Yeah. So there's a delay when I've just put my up. And what I was going to say, I mean, if you're going there because it's your business, like you're getting coaching, then it's a good tax deductible maybe. I'm no CPA, but I don't know. If it's about being coached, who knows? Who knows? There we have it. That pretty much brings us to the end of the first live stream. Yeah, I'm no CPA. No CPA. Legally. Something's happened to my system. It's like laggy. It's never been laggy.
I'm no CPA. You have to do your own research. But I think it could be. Happy New Year. There we have it.
I wonder if it's a beta update I did. I need to go back a version, who knows? Maybe it is a new version. Let's see. System. Information. Check for updates. Connection failed. Okay. Connection failed. Click to retry. There's obviously an issue. Obviously an issue. We'll sort that about. Okay, my friends, go ahead and hit the thumbs up if you haven't already. We're going to close out the stream here. Thank you for being with me on the first live stream of the year. We're going to do a ton. I'm going to do at least 5 streams this year. At least 5. But probably 90 to 80% of all Mondays this year. Just because of going home, mother home, vacation, holiday, whatever you call it. And festivities later in the year. But at least 5 live streams this year. But probably 80 to 90% of every Monday. So with that, thank you ever so much, and I look forward to speaking to you on the next live stream, which will be a Monday, and that will mean we've done a power talk. It's going to be a hypnotic meditation of some kind. I know, right? Trying to be all professional. Look, there's like physical hardware. I'm turning down the fader with my hand. And it's actually okay. A lag, right? That's like 3 seconds despite the fader being pushed all the way up. Glitching. Yes. That was touch and go. That, when I did that AI, that almost became a reality. Maybe I manifested it. No, I haven't done Wednesdays and Fridays for like a year or 2 now. We used to do Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Then Monday, Wednesday, I think. And now just Mondays. It's a lot of time and a lot of effort. And I've got a business to run. This is kind of my business. Here's my business. It goes into the podcast. Yes, you're behind. Those were the days. My brother said as a test, he said, you should go live as a test 5 days a week for a week or two and just see what happens. I'm not so sure about that. It'd have to be more conversational. Get some phone calls in. Take some callers. Yes, it was. Because you got all the preparation. I mean, it's just like I've got to set up this camera right here. It's back and forth. Do the lighting, the adjustments, the planning, the recording, the editing, the uploading. That is true. You're in the cool kids club. Have a good one, Michelle. Great to have you here. Stay nice and warm. But yeah, I've said I'm going to go 2 or 3 times now. So I probably should. I need to edit this episode. I think so. I need to change this light a bit. I think it's too bright. Oh, I glitched out. I glitched out again. Who knows? All right, my friends, I look forward to speaking to you next Monday on a hypnotic meditation of some amazing subject we haven't even thought of before or yet. So I'll speak to you all soon. And thanks, and goodbye.